Hey, how's it going? Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. Sorry, just got in from work and decided that doing this narration was what it was time to do. Sorry for the delay between this video and the last. If you were waiting for it, I had other stuff going on. Here we are for part 2 of the Fantasy Watermill. So if you haven't watched part 1, I recommend that. And in this one, we make some fixes. We remove all custom content, and which was difficult because I really love that wood paneling. But we do it, and we do the interior. How long is this video? Oh, it's half an hour. Okay, that's fine. You know, put it on while you're cooking. What to tell you? Yeah. So I had a little bit of a break from doing this after a really obsessive beginning, and I honestly think I have doing these videos to thank because I have been busy doing other creative things. I was definitely in a creative rut. I definitely had creative block and and building in The Sims, and I don't think it was just building in The Sims because I do that all the time, but I think it was doing that as part of a larger project, and you know, editing the video and doing the music and doing the narration, obviously. I think all of that brain work sort of, kick-started something, and I just have not really stopped creating since at work, which is really awesomely fulfilling. I work in a bookshop, but I work in a really cool, obviously all bookshops are cool, but I work in an especially cool bookshop with an especially cool hip young team, and and I have been busy turning us into cartoon characters, and then animating those cartoon characters into these sort of into these animated slides that play on the TV in the shop, and then tell people stuff so that we don't have to. Just trying to find like an identity for the shop, and it's going really well, and everyone seems really happy with it and very encouraging, and having a wonderful time doing it. So that has slightly taken my attention because I've enjoyed it so much. I actually did it on my day off, my last day off, which is very naughty because I'm not being paid for it. But I was, what can I say? I was in the zone. I was really vibing, and I didn't want to stop animating. But now I'm feeling the opposite of a creative block. I'm feeling slightly overwhelmed, and by the amount of things I want to do, and very much feeling like life is short. I'm just I'm sort of panicking about. I watched Tick Tick Boom recently, which I've always been aware of because I was a musical theatre geek as a teenager. But I didn't know it, and then I watched it, the Andrew Garfield movie, and I mean, I'm literally the perfect age for the story, and I've very much got that ticking clock vibe of I'm running out of time, and I have so much I want to do and I want to say, and anyway, but it's nice. It's definitely an improvement on a creative block for sure. Anyway, I'll stop talking about me and my creative juices and bring some attention back to the task at hand. I'm just so obviously it's not completely interior, this video, because I wanted to make some changes. I extended out the sort of back, made this back tower, because fitting the stairs into this build was a bit of a nightmare, but this seemed believable. And then I love those sort of open hatch island living windows, if that's what they're from. Oh no, look, because they're not on that. Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, island living. Island living, really good for sort of fantasy builds because they don't have glass in them, which is really cool. Yeah, so I make some changes, removed all the CC. Like I said, I do change the roof tiles. That is the thing, actually that's the thing that I miss most about not using the organic custom content, that roof tile swatch, which they have used in the game on that animal shed when over there, when the camera flips around you can see it, and didn't give it to us as an actual swatch in the game. And I'm just like, come on, that would have taken you like what, half an hour to put in? Come on, please. It's beautiful. It's just got more color variation than the base game swatches, and it looks great as a result. Anyway, so if you do want to play with this, oh god, I need to put this on the gallery. So much to do. Welcome if this is your first time watching. Weird place to start, but just happy you're here, to be honest. Welcome back if this isn't your first video of mine. Welcome back. I should probably redo that whole intro, because if someone watches this for the first time, it's just me rambling about something completely unrelated. Oh wow. Life's too short. Sorry, I've got bigger fish to fry. Not bigger fish, other fish, different kinds of fish. Yeah, I moved the chimney as well. Obviously, that was in the other corner, based on the original reference, which you can find a link to in the description of the first video. I'll probably put it in this one as well. Yeah, I'm really happy with this, how this came out. It's definitely a challenge doing a truly not period accurate, but like a non what am I trying to say? A pre-industrial interior in The Sims. Quite doable to do an exterior, as you can see. Doing an interior, slightly more complicated. Thankfully, we have the off-the-grid filter, and this isn't off-the-grid a lot anyway. So, yeah, there I am playing with my favourite new thing, the wisteria. I love it. I would have liked one more option, maybe like a diagonal. I guess wisteria doesn't grow on diagonals, but it looks great anyway. I love it. And you might have noticed in the thumbnail, I also end up I switched to summer at the end because I wanted to see how gorgeous all the plants looked. Here we go, we're on to the interior. Just putting in some beams because I thought, if I see the ceiling in any of the screenshots, better be beams. Not the most convenient thing to have when you're actually doing gameplay. But if you just use the look at me struggling. If you just use the the half wall option when viewing stuff, I could have cut that out. That's embarrassing, me just struggling with that thing. It's fine. Yeah, if you use the like cutout view, they disappear, so it's all good, as you can see there. Yeah, so yeah, doing a no technology interior, definitely a challenge in The Sims, but I'm really happy with how it came out. I resisted the temptation to put in anything particularly magical. I was like, this isn't a magic home, which is it's difficult. It's very tempting when you're doing a fantasy build to just automatically make everything magical. But because I want to ideally go on and do the rest of Henford, what's it called? Henford on Bagley as a sort of fantasy roleplay world, I thought we can't have everything be magical. here's my first challenge of finding something period accurate. A chimney. I don't stick with that one. It's good. I liked the big open hearth vibe of it. I think I probably could have built a custom one using an arch. Maybe would have been cool. Because as it is, there is no stove. There's no stove, so you can only have salads. But you know, it's just my concept interior. Do what you want with it if you want it at all. Or maybe you're just here for the vibes, here to soak up the addictive, strangely addictive pleasure of watching people speed build, which I completely understand. Yeah, chairs. Also, not something I thought I would struggle with, but I don't use those in the end. The seat cushions, I was like, too modern. So we changed those as well. But yeah, it ends up really cozy. I would quite like to live in it. It's, well, to be honest, it's not a million miles off where I live now, in terms of how teeny it is. But it has some really gorgeous parts, and it has a hot spring because... I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I got to the bathroom and I haven't used the hot springs yet because I think they came with the skiing pack. I should really learn the names, you know, the Japanese pack. I think they came with that. But yeah, really cool. So I whacked that out by the duck pond. Yeah, that's a really great item. Wherever that's from. Love that. Yeah, see, this is the point where I could have started talking about my personal life rather than dumping it right at the beginning of the video. But there you go. Whatever. Like I said before, I'm finding this whole project very therapeutic, which is why I decided to do the narration right now this evening, as soon as I got home from work. Because I was sort of feeling a little bit paralyzed by the amount of creative work that my brain wants me to think about at one time. So this is where I come to escape. Yeah. But we're getting through it. We're almost halfway through, so it's not that much to get through, and then I'll come up with something to have for dinner. I think I've got some vegan sausages in the freezer. I really like those bottles with the little plants coming out. I thought they were custom content. They're so nice. I thought for sure they were a Harry from like the kitchen or something, but no, they're not base game, but they're something. I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know. Yeah, again, I really need to get to grips with the tool mod, because when I went to do the screenshots, I realized those sauce bottles were literally just hovering above the shelf, and I had to just get rid of them. Oh, if I had the tool mod, I wouldn't have these issues, I'm aware, but I'm scared. I don't. I'm busy. Yeah, I like that chair. Also like mismatched chairs. Feels good. Yeah, I like that. This is one of those builds, a bit like my very first one, the tiny modern barn, where the coziness is just off the charts. I just want to like be inside there. I want to come into this kitchen from like a blizzard outside or like a horrible rainstorm, and just like take my boots off and leave them by the fire to dry. There's the aprons again. One of my new favourite items for sure. I do still make some exterior changes because when it comes to do the bathroom, I was like, well, it has to be outside. Of course it does. But then I had an interior toilet on the top floor with some kind of steampunky almost pipe work yeah. So it's a fantasy. It's not. I never said it was a specific period. A little bit of play testing. Everything works. The fridge works. Counter does not work because I put too much stuff on it. Put that bucket there. Yeah. Also, apologies for his horrible outfit. I actually took the time to to do all his outfits halfway through this. When I came back to it after a little break, I was like, I can't look at these horrible sunglasses he's wearing for another second. And also the new outfits that came with Cottage Living, absolutely adorable. Love them. So yeah, put him in some of those. Yeah, so this, I was like, this would be a really cool bathroom because it's like kind of like an exterior shed, so it makes sense for water. But then I found that, you see, and I was like, oh, yes. I moved that debug grass out of it, but watching this back with hindsight, I probably could have used it to like blend the bath in more, but it's fine. It's no big deal. I am really jealous of my sim self that he gets to have a bath in that though. I have the sorest of necks right now. I did something to it this morning, like it didn't even happen during the night. Like I literally was fine, and then I got in the shower and I did something to my neck in the shower, and I've been in not pain, but I've been in discomfort all day as a result. So yeah, I was definitely like, well, I definitely should not do any computer-based creative stuff this evening. And obviously this is, but I don't have to, you know. It's just like I always end up just leaning forward, like hunching forward. I had a job that was just like all Photoshop all day long once, and I literally had to take my belt off and tie it around the back of the chair and around my chest to stop me from leaning forward. Otherwise I was just hunched all day long. And now I'm doing Photoshop all day at work again, and I'm sat on a stool, so absolutely screwed. That dining table is obviously from the Japanese pack, but I was like, yeah, it's kind of fantasy, right? I mean, is that a problematic thing to say? No, I mean, like, in the context of like a Western medieval fantasy thing, having a floor-based dining table is more fantasy than period accurate, if you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, it's gorgeous. I like it a lot. I am looking forward to doing a full-on Japanese build, but I need to do my research because yeah, all I really know at the moment is just general vibes. And I wanna do something, you know, accurate. So I need to spend some time on Pinterest for that one. Oh yeah, art is another difficult thing in doing a sort of a fantasy interior, but this I really love that. It has a matching rug, but I don't use it because I was like, I don't believe it. But yeah, that wall hanging is very I think it's like some of those designs on some of the swatches on that wall hanging are very Indian, or like Southeast Asian, but that one and its like negative variant, I get real Eastern European, like Polish vibes, like in the Witcher game when you go into like the tavern and it's all like painted with those flowers everywhere. Yeah, I like it. This was really cute. I was like, if this were a pub, this is how you'd have it. In the end, I make it open plan because it's not a pub. It's just definitely like a 1 or 2 person house. Although I have put a spare room upstairs, so you could definitely have a family in here. A little bit crowded, but you could make it work. Yeah, here we swapped the fireplace out. That one's too modern. Also, couldn't get the bricks to match. This is annoying. Why is there not a brick swatch, wallpaper swatch, to match the fireplace? Oh, so annoying. Like that is the same swatch, not that one, the one before it, but the scale is wrong. Imagine if you could scale wallpapers like you can scale items. That would open up a lot of possibilities. Might have some texture scaling issues, but it would definitely be interesting. Yeah. Also, I'm aware that that box window, of which there are 2 in the build, they are not meant for this wall height. They are definitely meant for a medium wall height because it would not let me put them any lower, but it didn't stop me using them. So they do clip through on the floor above, but I've hidden them. Like up above this one, it's under a bed, so I think it's fine. And yeah, that's just and also that looks like the right height for them to be in the room, like above that paneling. So sorry about it. Love that new hanging plant I got. Love that. That's from my kit. That's from the Blooming Rooms kit. Yeah, I think this is when I realised that the window is clipping, and I try and move it around and I get absolutely nowhere. So, and then I find the pumpkins and I'm like, oh, pumpkin time. Like, look, this is good swatching. There's only 4 swatches, but because of the like sort of different sizes in the object, you're able to paint with all the colours of the wind. That was my favourite Disney film as a kid, if you were wondering. Pocahontas. That and The Little Mermaid, I think, but definitely Pocahontas was my fave. Not sure why. Have to unpack that in therapy sometime. But I just love her. I love her hair. It looks like the way it's drawn. It looks like fabric. I wish hair was like that in real life. I mean, these are the kind of things I think about a lot lately. Having just turned myself and my co-workers into animated characters, my avatar is definitely aspirational, to say the least. He's dreamy. I tried to make him less dreamy, but he's lovely. I was like, oh no. Doesn't look anything like me. He's gorgeous. His arms are huge. But it's fine. Literally the only thing that makes him like me is he has my t-shirt and he has a beard. But even his beard is nicer than mine, so oh well. That's what I keep saying. I keep saying it's aspirational. We'll get there. Just grow my hair out a bit and keep lifting weights and we'll get there. Yeah, that side table. First of all, really love having not that, the painted one, but I really love having a side table that is that narrow. Would be cool if it came in like fold out options, like with the leaves up. That would be cool. But it doesn't. But again, that fits that kind of Polish folk vibe, that painted stuff. Yeah, that's there. I'm not sure if it's usable. I don't think it is. I think that was me playtesting it just then, and I don't think it is usable, I'm afraid. Yeah, I definitely done those big fireplaces before where I have just faked it. Or like, if I've done like a modern build in a period house, like I've done this sort of big open fireplace. I've just done it with like an arch and then put a stove inside it. but didn't do that this time. Oh no. What am I doing? What am I? Oh, curtains. The endless struggle. Although those are good. I like those. Oh yeah. Now I've realised that it's clipping, and I'm like, oh no. And then it doesn't work when you put it lower. So I don't know what it wants from me. I really love those. I really, those box windows are a must for all medieval fantasy builds, and also the other ones that go with them, the sort of, you know, the slightly rounded ones. They are also cool. Yeah, I just, yeah, like all these favourite items of mine, I wish they came with more options. That side table, I wish it came with the leaves folded out. I wish the windows came in every wall size. I don't want much. I just want all the options. Yeah, sorry, not a usable chair. I've like posed it with books on it. I mean, it probably is usable. He'll be sitting in the books, but obviously if you actually want to, I've just posed it for the scene, but if you want to use the desk, you can. Oh yeah, always been a fan of those candles in bottles, but I've never been a fan of the swatches. Weird swatches for bottles. Sorry about all the spinning. Hold on to your hats. And then we sort of raced through the end. I think I really hit my stride. I think we're onto the sort of like, oh yeah, I did this little room, and then I took a break, and then I come back and I'm really like on it, and I'm like, I know exactly the vibe. I've redressed my sim self. And we get it done. So yeah, as I was saying at the very beginning of the video, I have a lot on creatively at the moment, and so I don't have any ideas for my next build. Like I said, I would like to do more in Henford on Bagley and make it into like a full fantasy medieval world, like a D&D roleplay world. But as my creative juices appear to be flowing in whatever direction they take their fancy, then I'm not going to commit to anything. You'll watch, I'll be back in like 2 days or something with like a full castle. No, I absolutely won't. My neck is too sore for that kind of build. Yeah, so there's my sim self in one of the cute new oh, he's aspirational as well. He's much prettier than I am. But yeah, in one of the cute new cottage living outfits. That's the cold weather outfit, I believe. I'm guessing by the fact that I put a hat and gloves on him. I actually really like that holiday bunting, and it kind of means you've always ticked that box when it comes to the holidays. You've always ticked the decorating box because it's already up and you can just change the swatch. Yeah, went a little plant mad on this floor. I guess I was in a certain planty frame of mind. And I wasn't sure what to do with the rest of this floor. And in the end, I made it another dining room. I just sort of thought, sort of like medieval fantasy mill worker. What do they... There's not a lot for them to do in their spare time other than sort of like maybe do a bit of fishing. Oh no, they can't do that. I haven't put any fish in the water, but they can they can hang out in the hot spring, and they can read some books, and they can sit around all their plants. Sounds nice. Sounds pretty similar to my life, actually, just minus an iMac and an Xbox. Yeah, I think that is the one magical item I put in, is that that painting. Oh yeah, again, we whack out the Snowy Escape. That's what it's called. Snowy Escape is the Japanese pack. Yeah, another one from there. It's got very clean lines, but there's nothing about it that says it's not medieval. In fact, it looks like it's like wooden peg based, like it doesn't even use screws, so pretty happy with that. Yeah, I was going to put that there, and then I realised you can't use the shutters on the window. But actually now I realise you can't use them with the table there either, but what? Overthinking this silly little game. Yeah, it's big, that plant, but that's good. More options, texture-wise. Now I'm just seeing what plants I've got to play with, and then I find this, here I go, I find this wall thing, and I realise it's two-sided, and I'm like, what if we had this, like, horticulture bathroom situation? Don't know how medieval it is, but I figured, like, they haven't got air fresheners, so they've kind of got to rely on the plants to air the place out. Yeah, now I'm thinking about plumbing. Obviously, this pipework, not medieval at all. However, very medieval fantasy, because you can always blame it on, like, dwarves or something. I feel like you're allowed a little bit of steampunk in medieval fantasy these days. Yeah, and then slightly more realistic outhousey toilet goes in here. So it's a romantic build, this one, in the way that romance means that, in like a kind of countryside fairy tale romance vibe. But it is nearly Valentine's Day, so I hope you have a nice time whatever you're doing. Don't put pressure on it. Don't let it depress you if you're single and you don't have plans. I have been single for most of the Valentine's Days I've experienced, apart from a couple. And I would normally avoid it like the plague, but yeah. I have plans this year. Lucky me. But yeah, we're coming up to the end now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope it was relaxing or maybe amusing. Yeah, I'll try not to stay away so long, but I'll make no promises. Because because I'm a changeable person. But yeah, thanks, and I'll see you soon.